why is it so hard to do the little things that would improve my life? And what I've come to realize, and what we'll talk a lot about today, is that the way that our minds are designed is our minds are designed to stop you at all costs from doing anything that might hurt you. The next morning, the alarm goes off, and I pretended NASA was there. It's the stupidest story. I literally went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I counted out loud, and then I stood up. And I'll never forget standing there in my bedroom. It was dark, it was cold, it was winter in Boston. And for the first time in 3 months, I had beaten my habit of hitting the snooze button. And then I started to notice something really interesting. There were moments all day long, just like that 5-second moment in bed, where I knew, knowledge, what I should do. And if I didn't move within 5 seconds, my brain would step in and talk me out of it. Every human being has a 5-second window, might even be shorter for you. You have about a 5-second window in which you can move from idea to action before your brain kicks into full gear and sabotages any change in behavior.
Listen, people ask me all the time, if you really want to get lasting change, real results that stick around, what do you got to do? What are the most important things you learned, Tony, in that area? And I tell people the most common thing people talk about is how they want to make a change in their life. But everybody wants a change, but nobody wants to work out. You know, everybody wants muscle, but nobody wants to train. See, one of the challenges that we have in our lives is we don't realize that the process of training ourselves, the process of conditioning ourselves actually feels incredible once you get that initial momentum, but most people don't. Why? Why do so many people say, well, I lost 100 pounds, you know, the same 10 pounds 10 times, you know, or they'll tell me, you know, I'm on my 4th day without a cigarette, man, I'm doing really good. If you're counting the days, it's not lasting change. You're just counting the days you can tell people how long you lasted. If you want lasting change, you've got to give up this idea of trying something.
The loudest and best relationships never win. It's just what people that aren't winning think. The problem is everybody wants to be anointed a winner or best at what they do before they've actually done it. Let me just remind you and everybody else here, if you're good enough, you will win. But if you are upset that somebody else's grandpappy got them ahead of you, then you're gonna lose. Everybody started ahead of me. I'm just catching up.
What I do and what's changed my life is waking up and realizing that motivation's garbage. I'm never gonna feel like doing the things that are tough or difficult or uncertain or scary or new. So I need to stop waiting until I feel like it. And number 2, I am one decision away from a totally different marriage, a totally different life, a totally different job, a totally different income, a totally different relationship with my kids.
What one quality you think you've had that made you, that gave you, and allowed you, pushed you to achieve what you have?
Because you can think of nothing better, more exciting, more energizing to get up every day and go do than whatever it is that you selected.
And I think so you really have to have a passion about it, and you have to have a reason to succeed. It isn't to be just something that you want to be, that you have to have a niche and a passion. You need those two things.
See, if people are not being fully expressive in their unique strengths, they lose self-esteem.
If you're passionate and driven and focused in what you do, if you're really good at it, people will take notice. That's basically it.
So some thoughts, some beliefs are limiting. I'll never be good enough, I'll never be successful, I'll never be rich, I'll never have a good relationship, I'm too ugly, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not thin enough, etc. Remember, these thoughts don't belong to you. So you have to, whenever you have these thoughts, you should ask yourself, is it true? How am I so sure if this is true? Is this thought limiting me? How could I go beyond this limitation?
When you're sitting at your cubicle, when you're lining up for class, getting ready to go through the school day, or whether you're getting ready to take those kids out and get them going for their day as well. One thing I want you to make sure you remember is don't quit. No matter how it goes for the day, no matter what you go through, make sure you don't quit. We always say just do it. That's Nike's trademark, but make sure when you just do it, you'll understand that you won't quit through the process. I have a poem for you right now. I'm gonna send you on about your way. Don't want to take up much of your time, but I do want to bring it for you right now. And it goes like this: don't quit, Arthur Unknown. Because every day, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road that you're treading seems all uphill, when cares are pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. Many a failure had turned about, though he might have won had he stuck it out. So don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You might succeed with just another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tints of the cloud of doubt. You never know how close you are. You might be near, but you seem so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things go wrong, you must not quit.